Hello and welcome. This is my presentation on José Clemente Orozco. My name is Kevin Hernandez, the host with the most, and let's get right to it. José Clemente Orozco was one of the famous Mexican painters and muralists in all Mexico City. He was one of three great muralists of the Mexican muralism movement, alongside with Diego Rivera and David Alfredo Siqueiros. Orozco's works often depicted social justice themes as human suffering and the struggles of the working class. Some of the most famous works of art include the murals at the Hospice Cabanas in Guadalajara and the epic of American civilization at Dartmouth College. His style is known to be dramatic and expressive. Now we're going to move into the early life of José Clemente Orozco. He was born on November 23rd, 1883 in Ciudad Guzman, Jalisco, Mexico. He moved to Mexico City with his family when he was young. Orozco lost his left hand in a fireworks accident at one of the factories he worked at as a teenager, which then later on influenced his perspective on life and art. He initially started studying at Agricultura Ingeniería, but later switched to painting, studying at the Academy of San Carlos. Orozco was deeply influenced by the political and social upheavals in Mexico during the early 20th century. His early work of art characterized by focus on the struggles and injustice faced by the Mexican people. Orozco's murals often contain powerful, emotional imagery, which intended to provoke thought and inspire social change. His work has left a lasting legacy in both Mexican and international art. Like stated in this video, most of his famous works of art include the epic of American civilization, as shown in the picture. Now, let's move on why the Mexican Revolution happened in the first place. The Mexican Revolution happened due to the widespread unhappiness with the Mexican people with the dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz, who ruled for decades. This man didn't help the working class. Instead, he hurt them and favored the wealthy elite. With this, people started wanting to have change in the country, which sparked key figures like Francisco Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata to advocate for better worker rights and land for the people. As you can see, we have one of the works of art of José Clemente Orozco, which is called Cáceres. This work of art was created in 1934, and as many know, the First Great War happened from 1914 to 1918, and it didn't start again until 1940. That's when everything kicked the bucket. So, during this time, José Clemente remembered what happened during the First World War, and well, this image right here, as you can see, has very high-end colors. Like, for example, we have the very bright colors at the very top, which symbolize flame, and the very dark colors at the bottom, which symbolize the people suffering and having lots of metal near them, as you can see. Well, this picture is called, as stated before, Cáceres, and based on information found in the web, it decorates the walls of the Palace of Fine Art in Mexico City. Orozco presents a dystopian vision of humanity plagued by conflict, decay, and destruction. In particular, he highlights a world ravaged by industrialization and war. In the backdrop, you can see a chaotic scene with protesters, men engaging in combat, and piles of rubble, weapons, and machinery. This was the case in World War II. Later it happened. Many wouldn't even know. And the main reason why Mexico was very involved in the Second World War, not in the first one, is because German U-boats were attacked. U-boats were submarines at the time, and they attacked Mexican oil tankers, which, as you know, Pemex is not playing around. So Pemex was losing lots of money by huge amounts of oil being destroyed in the ocean. And so this prompted the country to declare war on the Axis powers, which at the time were Germany, Italy, and Japan. Many of José Clemente Orozco's work of arts include being very dramatic and very chaotic. Like stated before, many of his works of art include soldiers or fire, as you can see. Jose Clemente Orozco would be living in Mexico City until he passed away on September 7th, 1949, well after the Second World War. He died at the age of 65, and his cause of death was heart failure. He died while he was sleeping. But, like many of us know, his works of art are very famous and still seen throughout this day. So instead of being sad because of his passing, like many of us Mexicans, we love to celebrate his life and dedication to his works of art. Many of his works of art can be seen in museums such as Hospice Cabanas in Guadalajara, Mexico, and Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, United States of America. And I want to thank you guys for letting me have this time for my presentation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.